Right now, there is an object moving through our solar system, and it's turning everything we thought we knew about the cosmos completely upside down. So let's break down all the evidence that suggests this interstellar visitor, well, it might not be natural at all. And that one sentence, that's the whole mystery right there. This isn't just a slightly weird space rock. We're talking about an object that seems to be breaking the fundamental laws of physics that govern comets. So if it's not playing by our rules, what game is it playing? A story like this, you'd think it would start in a massive government-funded observatory. Nope, this one starts in a backyard. An amateur astronomer who goes by the handle Dobsonian Power posted this raw, unprocessed image online. And what it showed? It just seemed impossible. Right off the bat, the photo showed three things that just make no sense. First, a comet this close to the sun. It has to have a tail. It's not optional. This one? Nothing. Second, instead of a tail pointing away from the sun, it had this glowing shield pointing directly at it. And third, it let out this tiny controlled puff of gas. It looked less like a random natural eruption and more like a little thruster firing. Okay, so to really grasp how completely wild that image is, we need a quick Comets 101. We have to understand the rules before we can really appreciate just how spectacularly 3i/Atlas is breaking them. Everything, and I mean everything, about a comet starts with this one process: sublimation. You've seen dry ice, right? It doesn't melt into a puddle. It just poofs, turning straight into that spooky fog. Well, that's exactly what happens to a comet's frozen gases when they get close to the sun's heat, just on a massive cosmic scale. And this process creates a super reliable chain of events. The sun's heat causes that sublimation. That gas and dust then forms a giant fuzzy cloud around the comet called a coma. Then, the solar wind, which is really just a constant stream of particles from the sun, acts like a cosmic fan, blowing all that material straight back. And there you have it, the tail. And here's the key part. It always, without a single exception, points away from the sun. So let's put them head to head. A normal comet is a fuzzy, passive ball of ice with a long, beautiful tail pointing away from the sun. 3i Atlas, on the other hand, had no fuzzy cloud, no tail at all, and a shield pointing towards the sun. You see, it's not just different, it's the literal opposite of what's supposed to happen. And believe me, that impossible photo, that was just the tip of the iceberg. As soon as scientists started digging into the data, the list of strange, unexplainable things just started to pile up. So they looked at earlier footage, back when the object was much farther away. And its shape wasn't some lumpy space potato like you'd expect. No, it was long and thin, with a 6-to-1 ratio. And here's the kicker. It was moving without tumbling. It was flying straight and true, which strongly suggests it was actively stabilizing itself, something we call attitude control. Then came the chemical evidence, and this one is a bombshell. The Keck 2 telescope analyzed the gas around the object and found the unmistakable signature of refined nickel. Now, here's the thing. In nature, nickel and iron are always found together. To separate them, you need a seriously advanced industrial process, the kind of thing we use to create superalloys for jet engines and spacecraft. And get this, even the path it took to get here is suspicious. It didn't just come barreling in from some random direction in space. It entered our solar system right on the ecliptic plane. That's the flat, pancake-like disk where all the planets orbit. If you were planning an interstellar road trip to visit as many planets as possible, this is the exact express lane you would choose. So when you stack all of this up, the case against this being a simple comet becomes, well, it's overwhelming. The perfect path, the huge size, the weird chemistry, the anti-tail, any one of these things could be a fluke, a 1 in a billion chance. But all 7 on the same object at the same time, the odds of that just being a coincidence are, frankly, astronomical. And that last anomaly, the perfect timing, that one's so important it really deserves its own section, because it suggests the object's movements aren't just strange, they might actually be strategic. So check this out. Just one day after that impossible photo was taken, the object conveniently slipped behind the sun, entering what we call solar conjunction. This is Earth's cosmic blind spot. The sun's glare makes it totally impossible for any of our telescopes to see what's happening on the other side. It's the perfect hiding place. Now, think about what it might be doing while it's hidden. It's reaching perihelion, its closest point to the sun, where it's moving at its absolute maximum speed. Any rocket scientist will tell you that this is the perfect moment to perform something called an Oberth maneuver. It's the most fuel-efficient way to fire an engine to change your course. It's just basic rocket science. This timeline basically lays out the whole strategy. The object shows its weird nature, then immediately ducks behind the sun. While it's hidden from view, it reaches the perfect spot to fire an engine and change its path, all without anyone on Earth being able to watch. For a natural object, that is an incredible string of coincidences. For a planned mission, that's just good planning. So this brings us to right now. The object is currently in that blind spot, and the entire scientific world is basically holding its breath, waiting for it to come out the other side. The countdown has begun. And these are the million-dollar questions. First, will its trajectory have changed? If it has, that's pretty much proof an engine was fired. Second, will it have finally grown a normal comet tail? If it has, then maybe it was just a cosmic weirdo after all. And third, and this is a big one, will there be new, smaller objects flying alongside it? Because that would suggest it deployed probes. And we have a plan to find the answers. A whole series of missions and observatories are scheduled to watch what happens next. Europe's JUICE mission will get the first good look. Our best view from Earth will be in December, when you can bet SETI will be listening closely for any signals. And then finally, NASA's Juno spacecraft will get a final look as it passes by Jupiter next year. You know, Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb really sums it up perfectly. To believe 3I/Atlas is a comet, you have to believe in a stack of 7 wildly improbable flukes all happening at once. The artificial explanation, though, it only requires you to believe one thing, that we're not alone, and that one idea elegantly explains everything. And this leaves us with the ultimate question. If it is technology, what's its purpose? Is it a friendly probe here to help us out? Is it just a neutral surveyor mapping the galaxy? Or is it something a little more sinister? The answer is coming, and whatever it is, it could define the future of humanity.